Hello. Today's lecture will be very short. This chapter, chapter 6, is on text and sound, and I don't have much to say about it. It focuses on tools that you can use to make an artistically superior final project, so it's not unimportant, but at the same time, it doesn't have much that applies to programming in other languages. Chapter 8 is more intense, so we'll talk about that more. The homework, the chapter doesn't go over some stuff you need for the homework, so I'll go over it now. The directions say to have the character address the user by name, such as "Hello, Mr. Simmons." In order to do that, you need to combine two string variables together. This is called, in other languages, string concatenation. All that means is you have one set of characters and then you append another set of characters. So there's a world level function A joined with B, which lets you combine two strings together. Next thing I want to mention about the homework is that if you ignore leap years and assume that every year is exactly 365 days long, which you are allowed to do in the homework, it's possible to calculate the exact number of days old a person will be on that person's next birthday. Just think about this. I don't want to give the exact formula, but it's a fairly simple equation. So let's stop here now and look at how to use mathematical functions in Alice. So we've got Alice here, and I will add our bunny to the world. Make the bunny face the camera. And now let's look at how Alice deals with math. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have the bunny say something. And what I'm going to have the bunny say is the result of an equation. So we have what as string here, and I'll just say light as string. We don't need that. I'll have to create a variable for this, so I'll call it x. So x as string, the bunny will say. So now the whole reason for this, if we play the world, bunny says 1.0. The whole reason for this is I want to show you how mathematics works. Now you probably know this from the previous homeworks, but just in case not, figure a review would be good. So some mathematical functions, mathematical comparisons, which return booleans, are here under math. But in order to do mathematics with Alice, you need to use the drop-down menu here. And as you can see, there's nothing on this drop-down menu. So in order to do mathematics, we need to create a x set value to something here. Because now this drop-down menu has the math we need. X times 2, and then we can select something else out of here, like 6. X times 6, and then you have another drop-down menu which lets you say maybe 6 minus x, and we have drop-down menus all the way here. So you've got a drop-down menu here, 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 and here. The reason for all these drop-down menus is because it where you click determines the precedence of the mathematics that you insert. So if you put see you have the math here, it's going to take this entire expression and do stuff to it. And so now we have yet another layer of parentheses. So, just think back to algebra, and the way Alice works with math isn't too confusing. You can see what it's going to do, where you're going to be inserting things. And as always, I am more than happy to help you with the syntax if you have trouble with Alice's syntax. If you know what equation you want to write here and you can't do it because you're having trouble with the drop-down menus, get on IRC, send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to walk you through how to do this. But this is how it works. You have all of these drop-down menus that let you add things to a mathematical expression, and using that you can build up a complicated equation like this. So let's play this and see what it is. 4. Okay, why is that 4? Alright, so we have 1 times 6 minus 1. So 1 times 5 minus 1. So that's why. 1 times 6 minus 1, which is 5 minus 1. So that's why we get 4. So, in addition to this, I would like to go over how to do what are called fade-outs with Alice. So what this allows you to do is to have more than one scene in your final project. So here's how we do it. There are a number of things that you have to do in order to make this work. You have, in order to do a fade out, you have to simultaneously set the light color to black, set the ambient light color to black, and set the atmosphere color to black. So the light you set to black, and then the world's ambient light and atmosphere you set to black, all simultaneously. Then you make the camera turn to face whatever you want. So in this world, I'm just going to, well, I'll show you by disabling the fade out, fade in what's in this world. So I'm going to disable this code, and all I'm doing to do this is I'm right-clicking the tab and clicking disable. So we have a chicken, and we're going to the Cheshire Cat in order to do the fade out. So what this does is fade out, and then this fades in. So let's look at what this world does. See, that's nice. It's kind of like in a professional movie. You get to fade to black, and then when you come back here, the camera's somewhere else. So that's how you can have more than one scene in an Alice world, and you might want to do that for the final project. And since this was all on stuff you can do to kind of jazz up your final project, figured this was a good place to put this. I will put this fade out, fade in world file on Georgia View for you if you want to download it and take a look at it. And I'll put it with the materials for the final project. So I'm not going to put it up yet, but later, once I assign the final project, you'll have access to this file. Alright, good luck on the homework, and next lecture will be on Chapter 8.